Eti no baba ha. Eti and then come on in hot. Edian ekoso. What is really going on? Eti and you bedding come on pa. What do I do in 0503721744? 0503721744. The media friend Ghana Montie will need 100.9. Amasancha me kwabena mafu. Okay, wajene dwa. Enko anymore. Today is Friday. Pamela, darling, what's up, man?
By the grace, you.
You day?
Yes.
Ah.
By the grace. And
with
you.
The grace that big guide us.
Yeah. And you.
Oh, Charlie, I'm also fine.
And so no so talk.
And so the toy. And run you because do fear na mirror washroom ma me say so tata. I'm say, hey.
Matthew for no catch there.
Things so ne better.
And
so ne gugu sana me wi man you know.
By light off no na.
As I say off no off no dey send there. But off no baby ye intense baby o say na mo kasa mo ho area o baby.
Said that no na make no. Na mo se masem wa.
Yankasa wasem wa. O say what mutimi dum no be 3 days.
I'm telling you. One say who experience be wo kwabenya.
Kwabenya de ende makapa. Kwabenya de ende de chale. Enra wo dum light no anopa na besi na wiem. Anopa na besi anwumre ena kane ane baaye. It is abre na nso ne yes e to no. Oh, na light ne sign off. Light na call off ma wo mu demu. Wo mu demu an besi your friend is saying.
Anya kura.
Anope kwa menya sure sab. I'm not too sure. Je me check it.
Anya kura. Anadin podie. Sanka ya befa no fenyina because nsuo na eto ye nti. Na weather no eye kakra. Ba se shi wo mu dia Magdalene. Na ano eden pa. In fact, ano eden. By Magdalene.
Yeah.
Cement buono.
Yeah.
Cement prices no. Is it that Mampenina na danko kufado nya no nya cement buon kwa. Building materials. Ane amabua ekosoro no. Is it that emfa no ho anasa Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia no wobona bro. What is it? It just say she emfa no ho kra. And ana was man Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was soro ni wehwe anase atwede. Magdalene, yes. Because about 12 mupani. Enya about 12 mumpo. Akabu sumi beye numu osahe. Ni ekwa akoto aba. Emponi. Abusumi ketu abi ni ekwa akoto aba mponi. Minim say anka politicians de. Ye ba beto aba. Muye bibi mponi yakase about 20 ena moye saade no. But we dear Sunday nioma bo esia sky rocketing no. Magdalene metiri nwa menti ase ena enfo obi ahu cement asem no esi akra de okofre hwampo obi a mfa na asem nya si bio. But Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia enti untumi mfa nto ho so se ebia ubetumi eni edadifo na desia enwu kwan pa wo da fa so se ade ye kwatia wo se etete wo mass yo etete wo mass no a wanya no atete eguso tete ubenwa ne said was from team Magdalene
prices of goods
anye
kosoro
Magdalene anye sa wo kona wo ne cement fuo yi kasa na wo mu katra wo se raw materials no a
cycling kana ye dey.
I bet you
So
duty adaso duty Marjorie duty won't me now how on earth and yeah to cement 108 Ghana cedis one bag cement one bag 108 Ghana cedis na some time ago mpona ya say NDC free sumpona ya say eno mpono na mo de ya campaign say ne boa den enkofuo ntumi nto nti mampani 108 ne de ne boa wo fam na sabi oya nonom a afani ya fifire se ebeton saase abesi dan de ene o mba ya de nie nipa no na katua kura yesen ene wanya bi akota asase di bi akota cement si wokosi dan sa yon rosbo sa roofing sheet enua ye di gudan so sa dos kura wo kwa akotototo why oh Marjorie ya jinsem abro so why
the montana tracker hana monka
me wutuna hu baby a wonte ase about 12
me de okasa we chi
one on there 5 say more 8 then the pattern hu baby enta na no etresan about 12 mu pa akabusume enum ni yakwa akoto aba ena me hu se sisi aso wo gba abro se wo ye den yo well
okay
uncle no anu no di time prices na dan na no tabi ya betete we obi na soma no cement buaden sidi no ya ta hwan enti anu nie
ya ye kan se ejesa aban ne ye bibi fa sidi depreciation
Marjorie anu adi
enye sa de a enoma bo no de ebekọ so akọsoro sa
se ayi
we wan baby afam go no dane yemisa aden na normal na bo ekosoro
sa
edikan onse te se atosode ukodwoma atosode ne bo akokosoro no ade ne kra ne se afuo mu mpo na ka ne de beba se ka ne kono fam go no to ne bo ye de enti o calculate de ka ho eti okofa no amani di free afuo mu e de be adwane so a they say transportation akosoro pa e ba ne sa na de ono nso ton eye se no ama no ono no timi mfa mo na boso ano no nso a transfer esika no na ode amaye e ho na free ba e ho na free ba so ave kwabra chale ya so sese no yen try na yenyina yenduadua no amani ya yebedi de em say yen try na yenduadua bi because enya fie kura ko pass asase bi na duadua wo so eno akotete am
Marjorie ensase no pe no enya din na ensuo no a wo mu digu no ban no so no ti se wo di frifie na wo de akọ because mampeni nimpa sa ne ma ya gadam say na ono anaba mufo ya gadam say ena wasanso ase wo mu tipia no wo mu guso ye no mo enti ensuo no asai ensuo ben na wo Ghana ha Marjorie wo betumi di ade akose bianom wo be
Pamela no crazy ensuo asai but there is justification for us say
e kan ho
the enti America say asem Burkina Faso Burkina Faso fonya processing factory say wo mukuro ma wo so munto say magana biem no ye wo kire wo nto so keke
Matias
what the enti America say
no ka ho but ya hanu we Marjorie se mimi ye kuyani
e Burkina Faso ho ka Ghana ho aka
na mimi ye se mi ye kuyani
mami ho ka Ghana ho aka because ye di jene eri free oba
jene no ana omutono bag 800 no sisi ya 1050 jene no a omutono 800 bag no e ko 1050 because ekuyani no Marjorie nsuo dodo say na obetumi aso afiri gabe nkrom Edia kowa fuo mu se wo de ko water wo no ba.
Obasa no de enya sa na ye afu. Untimi fence free
irrigation.
And I say, hey, and I make us into irrigation system now. What can they have? But
irrigation system ni nsuo de da ho.
Obeswa nsuo de free if you say wo de kogu no ba.
Sisi asa na wo mu ye. Sa na kuafo ne ye.
Nsuo dodo say na obetuma so obetuma.
That is it. Nsuo dodo say na obetumi aso akọ because wo mu di nsuo ni nyina ya garamse. Nsuo ni nyina wo ma say no. En wo mu gusu say no. En na emfa no ho. Emfa no ho say da tintirima eba enkwada ye wo won ya ebi nyanyarewa ye bekọ akọwu bi na nini ho ye bekọ akọwu bi na hatu ye bekọ akọwu bi all because eniema konsuom ne nsase no emfa no ho enya na sam nanti wo yi obi a wo ye o mamba pa a wo tini wo man ho I agree with your wise. Sankofo na ye ganam say no, yen triti wo mu te se Boko Haram. Ka wo hunu wo mu apɛ no wan bonutuo because wo mu ya mamboyfo. Magdari, how on earth ene nsua kase a wo Ghana ha nyina asɛe. Ekokura yentumi nyusu mfa nya hwe. Rivers ya kase nyina I'm penny na nado dear.
Right, how you need 100.9. What do I do in Chile? MFA 0503721744. Kwame kon sama wodo na PPN so na Friday. Then so me one interviews be ha. Because okay. Media said that wait, Dr. Sibokweku when say I confirmed. Send the letter in here.
Yeah.
And a letter no 30th April. How? When we did in our winners? 30th
April.
It's not just almost the amount that 30th April. It's a May crown 1 month. 1 week cross am baby.
Natural say ba queen so a me tefa bossman ho so betumi aye no kore o
bossman so letter ba
ono anga e be page ni dibremu o
akọ a deputy commissioner dey ye page o dibremu I find out say ko bi o so dey na gege deputy commissioner
na me
let us say Jemensa on eba be chairperson no
da waso
it's not just a bossman never be a chairperson.
That make us say that was
sir. It's Dr. Sibokweku the young kind letter ne. We a krata a date was the Bosumi curriculum 30th April 2024. Or see dear say appointment as director training. I bring you one greeting from the head office and trust this letter finds you well. I'm pleased to inform you of the Commission's decision to appoint you Director for Training at the head office. In this regard, you are hereby this letter transferred from the Electoral Services Department as the Director to head the Training Department. This appointment takes effect Monday, 1st July 2024. You are hereby required to hand over the Commission's property in your custody to the Deputy Chairman, Operations. Now, almost say Commission property. Are they training one their property be anymore? Where they all trust and that's a woo in you. Training one now, one more property we know them.
And I said, and Kahonina and the same at the corona.
We trust that you will work with management to ensure excellence in the activities of the training department and the commission as a whole. As I said, last but one paragraph, you are hereby hand over the commission's property in your custody. Send it our commission. It would department they're supposed to specify. Now they are what trying to say in there. I said the woo in it. Yeah, you are the free worker. Anyway, James Akasa na sign you. I see you sincerely.
Papa nso we on ho.
Na the training ho na dey what to say we are the wunim say we ya na wo nya dey answer dey. And that's electoral commission na ante ne dey mfa.
Minim wo.
Anyway, dey yare assign you say ko baby foforo.
Nank why no boko. But hand over
okay, no problem no. But let end there bibi and content of the letter and that's okay.
Yeah, you na free baby awo no.
So uncle baby foforo.
Uncle IT.
Uncle there be uncle training.
Training department. Uncle head the training department. But my journey why no yeah was a director for training at the head office. Na juma nkasa na ehye ne nsa oye no na oye
electoral services
director
no oye director electoral services. It's a one electoral services department. And as you say all director training department.
And yes ya hwan so
there be and me many dem patch minim one organogram.
Bam say ba kono baby anu wo first.
Eji yenya organizational structure no. Eji yenya structure na.
Electoral Services Department no. Anu ye director no. I think say one number was rachen baby awo.
You think? And I say no dey yenim ti men me yenko. Eji yenya wo organogram. Organization structure no. Organizational structure no na ebe me ye hu. Say kono nti ma me say mehu
make say ehwo no
be low assumptions en kasa adetira do say where you low
assumption na me dey kan say sentia was on hand over properties no property no em say they mean properties one ho as the director of electoral services. And baby
so different properties never be can only say me say sa one there me I have an issue said you can na said ya o free electoral commission okra
I say one no one asem
but at least they should have specified but say e no e wo low and any low there me nim
ma tell you
but me make me say be yepe
be yepe me nyin ni say be yepe nko wo be kire ni say
is it kwabra there na
person wo be kire ni say with immediate if I hand over and go and take the property there as new but hand over the property and go empty handed.
I say empty-handed say the foforo kwa question.
Oh, na say bibi one na wo bibi wo.
Me won FM, say need FM properties e wo me ho no. Ye me free akọ OK FM a. I should hand over need FM properties. That's all. Na makwa je OK FM there.
Oh, training ho there me nya sure say bibi wo.
O de chire mo e.
Dr. Sribu Okweku ni ye na free baby a wo no.
That's all.
Na ye de ne call head training services na wo kwa ku training boys no.
But I want okay, so Dr. Sarabosman go no kwan so to make us. On say James administration the public affairs directorate no. Enye wo mo na e kasa wo mo de wo mo sensan krata akeke. O be so ofra Dr. Sribu Okweku na say Dr. Sarabosman. Wo mo de to make us. Enu de so enu de obi ane administrative way style. Nobody. It is a police service. Say IGP buy. Who's a police? One public affairs department. Woman kasa. Being it region, normally they also woman kasa. They don't talk.
That's what Dr. Bosman said. That's what kasa and 10 term.
In 10 term there.
That's what kasa. Say na and 10 so na say na kuma he kwosoro.
Is na kuma hano. Dana hono.
Uhwe no said ya kakra na ne template e kwosoro na kuma be ha no.
Ayo. Okay, kwamra nya fa asem ne ko yanim. Ambulance case audio does not show AG instructing Jakpa to implicate Atoforsen. Judge. The judge presiding over the ambulance case has ruled that the audio conversation between the Richard Jakpa and the Attorney General did not reveal any instruction from Godfrey Dame for Mr. Jakpa to implicate at force. Okay.
Abusiafo a judge ya odi ambulance ya semono. Ena wakase Justice Efiase wa Asariboti. Enra wasi tape no mu mo no wantie. Ya bo no watie wasi o mo san repeat. No mo san repeat no watie mo san bo no bio. Ne ya san bo no bio no watie mo san bo no bio. Otie no bebre kire se obehu se sei na ade we e pa kire. Na no ena watie ni nyina wie no wasi watie. But when who baby aya e ka se kone ko twan troto no so when who
as well.
well
Ayensu River diversion, 3 buildings collapsed, over 150 houses submerged. Hey, what's that then? Can story no na true ni ango. Ayensu River diversion. 3 buildings collapsed, over 150 houses submerged. The destruction caused by the diversion of the Ayensu River by the contractor working on the Kaswa Cape Coast Highway has worsened with the total submersion of over 150 houses, farmlands, and 3 collapsed houses.
My daddy one say Saudi way.
Yeah.
Yeah, kwanya. Yeah, alternative route to be a enka hono. Onse nioma say epa ye hontuma.
E ba na net say kwan na si.
Yeah. Say wonam highway so. Me fan say free new plan ekodontai. Na kwantempo no so bibisi mu nyina makem. Emergency exit bia ni ho. Wonnim ba bia wo betumi afa. Se eja toka bi mu na ehye ba, wontumi nyane mfa ba bia. Wan say a free car so a ede kwa wo mu ye kwan no. Na kose adrobes ena a passenger for bra wo mu bre wo kwan no so. Ena gomu apoten baby a accident test pa na enkofu awu no. Eho onso wo mu ye ekwan no wo ho. Ene sa bridge no wo mu ye so wo mu si no. No wo ma divert afa baby na nsuo no ayire buso. Ama enam kroma sa ba bebu ban no a wo ma ye ho ni nyina nti kan tumi nkoka ntumi ma ana alternative route papa bi ani wo tse ukofa poten eni na mu a ansan wakwa akopie wi ni ba imagine wahu enti drobes madawroma wonmu se enyi wo mu mfom so de aba no no munyina munya abotre nkakra akoko obenum nsuo
okay yanko e high eti unse hanonso eti we ni posi wo ayensu
nsuo no sa na yefe no
eti yensu eti se no ane akra we ni ba we na no so eno I the same story me we na e madwe say 2 separate stories. And Dr. Sribo Kwekudi and so I said so yakan.
Yeah.
Okay. Green Ghana Day, Charlie Kwabena Boma didn't say no be dia. Green Ghana Day.
Yeah, bon ho ban ya. Kanya din. But ye dua na ye say no. Ena ho akontabuo no nso enya me papa. First one na ye dua ye no. Ho akontabuo te say. Second one te say. Sika sen ye di say mu. Say na efifiri eno ane say ye cha ne ye di dua ye cha ne ye di dua saa keke ebusiafo enne eye Green Ghana
but we nya Green Ghana ekodua nua na otie obi na eka bibi wa haso hini Osi Deputy Ranking Member of Parliament's Lands and Forestry Committee Alaza Zuhini has described the government's Green Ghana Day initiative as an avenue for procurement infraction.
Fractions near the end.
From so.
Deputy Ranking Member of Parliament Lands and Forestry Committee Alasan Suhini and what I say kwanya wo mo fa so aya ade no kra no mfumso bebre
Okay. Godfrey Damidi no so. Ambulance case, judge advises Godfrey Damidi to recuse himself. The High Court judge presiding over the ambulance case involving minority leader Kessel Ato-Folson and Mr. Richard Jakpa has advised the Attorney General Godfrey Damidi to recuse himself from the trial.
Abusia for High Court judge you and wo to Attorney General for enya say yen hye yefutu said ye be ya wo manfo benya judiciary no mu gidie nti en wo se ebetumi ankasa asem ya wo mu die yi won twe no ho emfiri.
Anyone who attempts to rebuild will be arrested. Titus Glover warns after Ecomog fire. The Greater Accra Regional Minister Titus Glover has issued a stern warning to settlers at Ecomog at the Kwame Nkrumah Circle, Accra, against rebuilding their structures demolished by fire. That is a one. I said, Brahma Kano any jatum no say, Master, be an analysis of sensitive. Yeah.
Yes, okay. Nam Sokrama Adabraka New Town and put him in a light in the
light in the call.
Say a jano transformer into a honina light in the hole.
Okay, Tremani uncle.
You Abusia for baby a jato was sacred no. Yasim will be answer and go back. Say bia o san ko building a wooden structure o ko bobo kiosk we si wasa akwa akodem there be obia ntwe no ho fluenti sisie no ya ma wo kwan te sa to yire ntem si a no wo mu de ahoma tuntum no a yellow esa wo mu no wo mu de akwa akwaje ban wo ho wo cross a wo twa ban kredum enti ya ma wo kwan ma wo cross no akọ ho a wakọ ye de opese okoye enti obia ntwe no ho emfiri wono.
Okay. High need 100.9. Yeah, there's peacefmonline.com, citynewsroom.com, myjohnonline.com, checkoutghana.com, Star FMGH. Well, Madam Romana, yeah, they are barefoot and Homanason, yeah, they will need 100.9. And said the medical cano, and then and come on, ever home. Come on, be a yes, I see and ra. Efa eye mamiti wa the Yoko boss. Any age. Some akosu titru eye mami Cecilia Abnada pa. Obekwa enipa bi including Dr. Adam Bona and now we studio her live. Ye ba be din komo extensively. Ono any Professor Ransford Jampo. Any eye me papa Domelevo. One more and the petition. AJJ Ghana for signatures. Says the America say me checks the say woman ya Ghana for 250. And now one do signatures akwa my parliament say. Yeah mama Cecilia Abnada pa the case na akwa say ye na so bia fa mako edu no. Parliament nhwehwe mo. Ye ba be di e ho komo. Any home matters arising. Samako do a akoso. Owura Dr. Adam Bona one mamiti wa problem bi ana enra na no wusu apia ye ne di nkomo o allergy a whole lot of things na Owura Adam Bona no wo studio hey ye baby send questions na ya hwe how many times no come mamiti wa office na one IGP kran so ntam te sen nipa bi kran so ka se Owura Adam Bona do o ye na opeso gu mamiti wa hu fie no IGP na ehye nachi enti chale na nkoma no ano ohye o chale me ba na nkoma ye bedi ofia no wo message nkoma we here okay me ba say
mo ya mo hwe ye yi o ye politicians de ye de ano ye de honestly entokwa esi wo Ghana nyina na amansani nyina nye obi ana di ba o niam mienu ohia any politicians asemba ko obeka wo tekrema so no chensi kan want to tell you, do your politics well. Don't let politicians deceive you. Muhu ya say wo no one ye gi achinji ayen ko ntokwa. Ye wi aye frustral ko num ti nam ne ye wi. Mo ana mo ko. Me catch them on Okwari. There are people here. Enne omu humia omu si omu ti ase. Osafu mafu o himfa enye MPP. Ninu yakuma AGYEMANG o NDC. Shelia Ite o NDC no a minister. Ninu ya Penny Professor Ite o MPP. NDC lawyer Larry Ajeti o NDC. Ne papa waka baby Peter Lajeti o MPP. Samuel Jinapo o himfa o MPP. Ninu ya Penny John Jinapo o NDC. Mi a mi jina hai mi o MPP. Mi ni Penny Kamara o he o NDC. Ye fie ye dakom. Mo na mbe dakom. Mi matina mi jina o me catch them anoko. Mi hu opposition da o. Me party dia wa opposition. Ba mi nkasa mi nko opposition. Look, wo mu na ti wono. Look, mi hu opposition da. Me party MPP akọ opposition. Ba me dia mi nko opposition. Because NDC wo power mi didi. Kamara me ko no ho ma mi score be ma me. Enne me wo power bibi hia na obefrɛ me ye kasa da na ma hu opposition no enti mondwin mayem ma party and mayem contest. That's the only thing.
The best station in the capital, Neat FM.
Ghana Montie, Ghana Montie, Ghana Montie, Ghana Montie.
Okay, Ghana Montie Sunie, I will need 100.9. I said, America, and a common Elson. Yene a Dr. Adam Bona, or ye security analyst, na or ye CEO de ma security warehouse. In fact, waba yen chen ewaha. Ye baba bidin komo. Na komo ni ye bidino. E yen koma emudu ye pa. Na yahwe eye de ewom. But answer na no. Ene mame fa messages in tem kakra. Hey, ne ade. Okay. Me fa mo messages no entem kakra na yenhwe enoma ewom. Tie wei ema me. Na me ba sisi e.
Kwame, mi ya umuwa. Me ba penyin no kane no oni made pa. Na so na se bua no obon. Me dwene ho amenti ase.
Na so we dey simple gra. Fa no ko White Stone Dental and Eye Care. Na yen checking anima no.
Oh, jai samani abrewate. Me ba bo na make as much as me fa ne ko Eye Care clinic.
Na wonnim se enkwada bi wo no mo a. Wo de sua enko yie nyina no efi wani. Akwada bi wo a abra teacher ni kira de no. Won hu ade ni yi. So wo tie anima na so wo tie akire. E ba ne sa. Fa no bra White Stone Dental and Eye Care. Nenye nhwemu mfa na ni no. Oha bia entam so yewe na esi ano ama no.
Ayampa o. Na sekro ni yade no eba emonka ye. Wadwe ye o se bibia ye fine. Wo be ko na bibia ka echi na wani sei. Na sekro masate se wono momoja broso na esi che yade no. Aya na momoni yade pa.
Sapepepe. Onipa bia kra no afimu wan ko check up e wani ho kra no. Enyem prenu. White Stone Dental and Eye Clinic say fa wono wabusua nyina. Ebra ni enye hwehwemu emfa mani ene mo se ho. Oha bia no ye behwe ni asia no e de amamo. Ye wo abafun fidie ultra modern diagnostic machines ahodo a ye de ye san hwemu no. Ye dwuma efon so de. Wani wote enti uba ye beje o fel so. White Stone Dental and Eye Care e wo East Legon. Ye be MTN office kese no. Free was 024 225 1983 and 024 045 2992. White Stone Dental and Eye Care. Wenni eno kania. Ghana Montie, Ghana Montie, Ghana Montie, Ghana Montie.
Okay. Yamo akwa ba de bandit 100.9 to be your friend of Ghana Montie I need 100.9. Dr. Adam Bona a special guest. And none of pay e wo dwumadi so. Dr. Adam Bona, yamo ache
Me mamache. Me
bibi aboko de.
Oh bibi aboko me chia etiefo.
Etiefo jo so papa.
Erade dia che.
Erade dia che.
Me ba ha che.
Me come to me won say in fact me one of the journalists me papa ye ne di nkuta ho anye no ane amanfo agye wa boss no me be say me kire o say me no chance ye
Achepa before some of the people who are listening were
born Achepa na security warehouse bi akoye de
obibi akoye
ye de nyakopa
business ne de bi aka ho so we've also gone into real estate in the
Oh, sir. Wow.
You have to keep diversified.
Oh, great. And
you have to keep diversified.
Yeah.
Because the economy. When the dollar Libya.
Oh, that's great. Now, yendi comment. Dr. Adam Bona. Since when? And now we name. Eye mami tiwa enkani CI the boss anei owo yoko.
Oh mami okay, thank you. Mami nchia ETF bi na mami nchia ye wo a very strong platform from Electoral bona. It's a security governance.
Okay.
I don't know whether you are, but some of your guys are
also on. And then I mean this will be.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. I've shared the link there.
Okay.
Yes. As for so what do you say? I'm in my 50s.
Yeah.
And I'm started Bambo Huajuma. I've been doing it for many years, decades. And so as for since when I me been in Mami Atiwa, Ache from the period before your deputy CID boss. I think say now or under COP Odro, say I can't say Bright Odro.
Bright Odro.
Yes.
I think at that time I know CID
boss. So Nini Juma. And so around that time she wasn't close to me, but I knew when you do this work, then I'm for more information and you share I've known her for quite long. Obey CID boss or free hobby you can't say. Welfare, then from welfare, so I'm the course PIPS, the police professional, I'm the call PIPS, or free hands, I'm the Iyoko. So I have known her for so many years, and I've known her, and just like, and let me be very honest with you, Ebiana, a soldier for TMA, immigration officers TMA, fire service, police, any I would have known you at maybe a certain level lower before I'll be ebia obabedi edwumakuo nanim yemfa say IGP and obabe CDS and also obabe controller of immigration and our prisons and also fire any de keka ho. So because of the nature of the work to say we say sade bi chi to say the okan I have known you enye omo amutie ye no say enye say okan ya people will not know, say, no, you started a check. And so, Ochine Binas Adia Bichinas obey the maybe GM of Despite Media. And then I'm minimum.
That's right.
And to me, Huname. Also, minimum house wouldn't me.
That's right.
And so you would have known me how I do my thing. So I have known, and you know, several of them. You can start several former IGPs. I knew them before they came to where they are, controllers of immigration, fire.
Okay.
And so the nature of Jumana, some of us, and me can't be as a Jumana, you do your work, a lot of it is behind the scene. Kakrabina a year, but a numpono and we are not man for say, media num too much. Because a Juma, a man for share information with you, Obi or say robbery be Kosuo, BB Kosuo, when your information, no. And no information the media or the call Emma or moi as or more use information. Where we answer what you say, officers need be you share with their bosses say this is what has happened. So I have known Mami Atiwa to answer you directly for many years, and I have absolutely nothing against professionally. I would say if there are issues to talk about it.
Okay.
Now, you don't have to know.
Yeah, ever since I would name it, have you ever in any way questioned the media OD as a professional person?
There are, you see, it's not everything I would say.
Okay.
There are times things where my main chronicle be okay. COVID time.
Yeah.
Almost police for more ration in Miani. I saw me say na mama ya tiwa na no ye welfare. Police for no alleges say audio musika. Omo alleges say sikano national security de mo or eba welfare na o matches Kennedy. Eduane no de mo no so gogomi we eduane nim. What did I make an say? I had the reason to check these things and I went to okay no mu ye eduane no Oko TV3 nchen ho a restaurant bi share TV3
TV3
restaurant bi share ase ho
there I think Jubilee House
yes Jubilee I say
enya Afrikiko
that be one say when you want to open say emphasize open say we use the Jubilee House bypass so fair TV3 and na o fa you can say circle no okay there's a restaurant, my name restaurant. I don't eat from restaurant, but there's a restaurant there. That was where they were cooking the food. And they said the food was rotten. Gogomina de adium. I had a reason to question her to say, this say, but I'll leave it there. And I actually went even live, spoke to, because the police officers thought, well, some of us, we should be able to speak about the thing. And there were a lot of tension. So I've had reasons to question it. And if probably there was something that someone is saying which is not right, I will put it out and say, do you understand what I'm trying to say? So there's been occasions like that. Okay, is it the Kumasi kidnapping case? You remember? I mean, there have been several occasions going back. The Kumasi missing case, even this Takrade, these 4 girls who were killed. There were instances I questioned some of the professional things, but maybe it didn't come out the way it should come out. But maybe the answer I always want me to say when you have views that are contrary to what others have, you put it out. And so if my views might contradict two views, will not mean say me views superior and I say views opinion is superior. The only thing is that I would articulate mine in a way that I have to do it. So yeah, we've had some 1 or 2 occasions that I have questioned a few things, just that probably it didn't come out the way it should come out. And there are so many instances in so I of course before say why you do here, I will articulate it. And I may the end say I would articulate it because people would have to know. What did I make an say? So for me, I say that I may try to be very consistent. And consistency as a consistency. And no interest say adiani nyempoa that would so would be a consistency no. And no interest say Jerry uti hui na wa mene no aka no kukuam say what to two ashe ho nipa we unyana ubekuno. Now, Monsieur, I have to be consistent in defending you. I won't do that.
Oh, okay.
No, I won't do it. And
it's consistency, and yes, be a dipano,
Dabi. And you can talk about
regardless of the relationship.
Regardless of the relationship. I mean, upon when was my friend. Who was number? He was my friend. Go back and Google when upon when Omo ya appointed as you can say deputy IGP under Apietu. I'm one of the first persons to have spoken to him because who's not Kabe 3 months was then for him to go on retirement. But eventually, when I felt Nyoma agent semuno, you see, being to me Nyamutromo or Adiano and Nyampa, let me say, yeah. We came out. We called for his head. Eventually, I would not want to say, because we called for his head, Eduntina, Yeyinedi. But eventually, I mean, we had our differences. And no, professionally. But professional differences. And eventually, they made him go home. Even Miami Brapenyi, so you can say, what is his name? The IGP before him, Apietu. Yes. Even you can say, Miami Brapenyi, IGP Al Hassan. Even the controller of immigration, if you Google, controller of immigration, he not oh, madam for, and he's my friend, yeah. There were certain things I picked up. He used to be, we were very good friends. There were certain things I picked up. And I'm not of course, many know we're falling out. I criticized him. I was so, people thought I was too hard on him. But eventually, he sent information that probably, minya information. I felt that, okay, I think that I would have to tone down because it looks like Neomani B are not the way it is. What did I make an say? We talk. Once a while, I talk to him. What did I make an say? Once a while, Bisa Miami Brapenny, Techi immigration officer. He's doing this. He's doing so well. Who Bisa no be catcher? Even the current chief fire officer, Kuno. So for me, my media say, bro, me can't be a say. When you are in this field, you cannot just be like a zombie. To me, yes, it's a zombie, no. And yampo now the actually. So at a point, I would praise you if me force a year. At a point, I would also criticize you 1 year. There's nothing wrong with that. It's different. Say me catch say, what you say be a miso, mami ati wa be or ugly. What did I make an say? And I say, or to say, and I say, I call her unprintable names. Allegations are mean to mean substantiated. It's different if you do that. No, I say, who attacking the panel, the person. But it's not about it because at the end of the day, win him. And Kruma Kreja Ghana, me boy. Rollins, with Ghana, or Liman, Ghana, Kutua Champon, Nimuneja Ghana. One day, Kufo, President Kufo, he is still alive and strong. He was one time the president of this country. He did so well for this country. Others are today trying, by the 7th of December, January, Nananado, Yejane Kwana Okomeboa. Yes, Obeja Ghana, Hoyen, so maybe the end say, Kakra Yebe to me, Ayano, Yebe, another American Meboa. But when you see things that are not right, what do? Should I keep quiet? And say, me consistency in this say, I see no evil. I hear no evil and I smell no evil. No, and I feel no evil. If at the end of the year, we will talk about it. And you can go and check my publications, my articles, and the things I do, apart from my business, the things I do. Whether and then me my bobon penyimfo we be done. My bo in penyim. Me say, Upa, go and check my earlier articles about the current controller of immigration. Okay. Then in the middle somewhere, I disagreed with him on professional lines. Eventually, when I got a contrary information and we spoke. And I said, you need to do your things right. Meaning baby in the office in Paul. I have never gone to the chief's office, no. Maybe the chief's office may call her that, but I think is it the prisons? Once I think 2020 was 20 BBC. And so maybe and they say I work more you can say indoors because indoors are the nature of my work. I don't do too many movements. So maybe I come here, I'll go and do other things, and I run quickly into my little bunker, and I'm there, and I'm doing my work. And so that is how I've worked. And so there is nothing. Obibe to me akase. Because I praise. Say enemy fu se mehu bibia enya. Mimiama no. What kind of Ghana would we be building? I'm in my 50s. What kind of Ghana are we going to be building?
Share specifically on Cecilia Dapakis. Say what to me are mobilizing Ghanaians. As at the time, na be check na yes 130 something. Say I do be 250 Ghanaians. Say modi petition e dia kwa koma parliament. Say mususu say adwuma yoko ye AG advice. E just say anko ye enti e say yenya parliamentary pro. Boya ne say boko amafo nan so who activate in our hand. What happened?
Oh, you see, there is one thing I say to me credit Ghana for ya me ti bebre say o Ghana for ye too docile ye nkeka ye ho ade na nyempo a me say me bra panyini what's his name KSM the publication be aware say nti we nyina ekoso na Ghana aye quiet to say and I always say it's the best for us. It doesn't mean say sebi Ghana for ye discerning. We are. And I have maintained it, say, Kwame Nkrumah can say, a drew baby, Ghana for be cross, you be cross it. And the history has shown. Ukwa brochena so share Ghana ni oti basim, and also oti train more. Blacks or motiho, uno fro bas, and I say train. And I say, fro, continent to say from UK, you are flying to maybe Paris, and I say, baby, and that's all fro plane as share Ghana for. There is something about us that tells you, Nipa Widie, Opa Udu Hachi and Wokrum Kasem, Obejeso. And that is about us. We have our own unique way of doing things. And to me, Mediani say, when they got to know, so when you say, proud to that, now my video shot to be say, this thing, we needed an inquest. We needed a parliamentary probe. And it is my constitution, it is our constitutional right. And so, Ebasano, there are so many hundreds of people who called that they would want to join because said the Nyoma Kosuno Minia McJerry.
Yeah.
Nyoma Buayedin. And the allegations say Minister Bakun, Minister of Sanitation, Sabi, you say Bola Minister. Now, a Yamin American, where allegation, Yamin American. So you're calling them Nesika millions dollars, Shishanim Passe. Now you say Sikawi, according to special prosecutor, Mojuma Muye, and this cities, ne pounds, and the Akikahu. And then when him said the pounds on Edru, when him said the dollar and Edru, euro, no him the Edru. So they had all these big currencies, allegedly, almost omunyebi. And Ghana for were hoping, say, including me, near hope say, said the common dear man for no, maybe me ushe for bill omo display this one 14 CDBB 13 CDB beboa those days na for na gallon and kasa na 13 CDs simple meboa but in a liter 1 liter enso mo special ice bottle nkuma no mienu na 1 liter meboa no 500 ml mienu 1 liter and na ye ton no ye can say almost 15 Ghana cedi. It means it doesn't matter whether you do the work some of us do. We are party spokesperson, we are party person. We are all in it. The me say. Sabane sa nan campaign for ya pa mo se munya adwuma no. Mo be ya adwuma ni ye meboa. But kwan bi so no mo anya ni ye but me the come me can be. A come me can be is because I have information. Prior information even before the thing went to Mame Atiwa. And that is what people shouldn't think, say, it is some hatred for her. No. And your hatred for Mame Atiwa, not at all. I had prior information and I have said it repeatedly. Okay, now man for Buefu, those who come insulting on Buefu. I have prior information which is on record. That idea way by me makachia, me na me CID bossa. And kadie we mekileno. That is how far I can go. I won't say the rest. So me when you buy
not Mami Tiwa say or you see ID bossa.
So him say Adiano Mumuti case no when it went to court. But I heard about the case the very day, even before the girls were picked up. Say sub judice. The case is in court.
Yes.
I heard about the case. Or when you work at the back, because behind the scene, you pick a lot of things. I heard that me the I said yeah, or call around. CID for call around chichi. So you say omu boy adwuma o. Call around chichi. Girls see no my boyfriends. No more my allegedly. Say sika no mu wi ayo nyame na make because they were caught. Men case will be a US kabia. Woman no, that is the charge sheet. Okay. So what happened was that I had information say it's because me the end say all you say san your we usually to go to obi we our there uko CID meboa enye se CID poko police station na nipa na counter NCO no atro wanu mu asem baby a wofi de o ka se ya wia ene de keka ho omu wia na o ma pass on ama detective police station adwuma na ise hospital adwuma obia ne de oye counter detective na adwuma ne so no obetro statement o wia na wa pass on no ma pe ise doctor no ne apɛ doctor bia I saw hospital near so the nipa win a bed and no so they followed it and this the people who were involved and conspired to do all this. So I know it. So if you had told me if you had in fact said it, say if you were the CID boss, this is what you would do. Say, well, I know you are not the CID boss. Another mechanic. So you cannot do it.
But I didn't know Bekasa.
Well, you ask it. I'm sure man can be about perjury. When we get there, we'll cross. Granted that the reason why I won't say anything at that time because you are not the CID boss. Say. But you had said it on record that Obekili case, if you were the CID boss. So you expect me say, when the case is killed, I should continue to say me a citizen. Mama Obiang say me the president say we should be citizens. I should continue to be hypocritical, say me a citizen. But I know what is going on and I keep quiet. You are not the CID boss. So I didn't even take any interest. I know they will do their own things. But special prosecutor took interest. Case in him. What did I make an say? And now a very diligent work. And I tell you see, it's the special prosecutor angle no crane ma me bem. Special, and I will explain. Special prosecutor angle no ma me bem. But prior to that, upa ko na koko check my you can say comments, articles, publications about Iyoko before Mamiya took over. Do you remember Nam1 case? It's also sub judice. Do you remember what Mamiya said about Nam1? One case said there's no case to be. And you're not prosecutor, no. It's sub judice to me, mean to me. Some prosecutor, no. You remember what the Omo invested, or you know what they said. And you're and also mina misre and some make say na omu ni anything mina misre so omu and on kasa asem nana. No. But the TNI say she said it. Another American meboa. And later the case is in court. They are prosecuting. Mean to me how it is going to end. Eventually, special prosecutor here special prosecutor we all would know how a bit of it. You read their act and they more so we were hopeful. Say wait there, they will nail it. That Washington number bought adaka no so na kwa akohwemu a obi antumi mpie ye nearly ade no ade achen ya special prosecutor no ase we di osra Ghana fo ye nhwe ne act nim money laundering bia enim on man be pese obekoso na obi akwa challenge no say wo kra uni power ye dey ode prosecute and it says na tie dia the Iyoko act no economic and the organized crime you can say office omo act no honor ink ne wo enti ne munye na momfa nkonkoye adwuma no o ti na make na say this is state agency to state agency ana meboa and e call enti e call no you know what happened me kra na me refi say there is something mame yatiwa and I don't want to make it a personal something. No, it is this we are talking on professional lines. So let me say because Iyoko na kwa so omunyina because nyo omunyina na me no mudi enkomo. And let me also say enra me no ka say and so usually I say when you do this work some of the people at Iyoko have shared documents with me.
Amount from what Iyoko has shared documents.
Enra when this young man
the document is it a classified document and a document?
They've shared document. Do I have to share? But they've shared document with me that it's because some of them are not happy. Document about a investigations are Iyoku special prosecutor yeah the bremo and the Omankasa so yeah and the other things I don't have to say, but I have the documents with me.
From Iyoku?
Yes.
Meaning say Ejuma for no Iyoku they be happy with my meeting.
Ejuma be oh yeah no man for so be an it is normal. Maybe as normal we there are some names I can't mention, not about this Iyoku. You people will bring you things, but Nina Ejina say wankasa. Because sometimes people have reasons for doing things. What did I make and I say? But when some of us who take interest in some of these things you begin to you begin to look at it on the point of view of this thing is of public interest. It's only a person Ghana and a kofana. Okay. So let me go on. The angle of the special prosecutor came in when the thing went to Iyoku. And now me pen baby tonight. Na omoya kukwasa na we akana we okay. And before one day I me die I sorry anopa. Mentia. Iyoku for say sikano and I say in Shishimua special prosecutor for year the bromono ehu hwi wom because hey ade no na nyasi
ade na nyasi
you be kill story na nyasi you be kill case na nyasi you be kill case no mami ati was be kill case na nyasi entu na mami misa Ghana for ni etie for me mpese e be ya na manyosam me mpese e be ya no me I don't do politics and to the American say, what was I started raising issue? What Iyoku for so my bar? And I said, you Yaminkwa, Okasa, Mekasemia. Your petition, what to say Iyoku for responding, or Mwankasa responding, apart from using surrogates. What is all more responding? Apart from using surrogates. What is all more responding? And I have said, more media for now, said, you stay on course to be able to cleansing this country. Me nkase me 100% clean, but the tiani say nyoma ni be bon kon enti ho na me ka say ade na nya si o say the AC there no into me ntena se na na onim there a ma attract him attention cry and say kwan bi so no what I heard the Iyoku boss can say ade no the problem is from special prosecutor me maka esi so and obia onimbia nim say who share me publications cry also about special prosecutor. I haven't had nice things to say about him. Onya madam for me nim ni ba bia me omo office rob be say wo here me nim but me person me call her I will go there but I have nothing to do there. One thing I don't go unless there is a reason or you invite me. Me onya madam for me nim no. But the facts are on your madam for. Na mate say na obika so onyaya obeye. Ena nipa na on your madam for no ye the ono obeye to many the rest no ebia. Why the eso ye eno de ade na kwakoma. Nipa na ka so onyade no obese no. Enom de ade no koma na wa se no. Mu wie ya mo say ono na wanya na dwuma yie. Enti magje read ma mimi saw. There are so many people who are languishing in prison today. Wanya obia ankana semama no. Or ye innocent. And in law, there is a saying say, it's better say, move free 1,000 criminals or suspected criminals than say ube in prison one person. What did I make an answer, Jerry? So maybe the end say, to the extent that this thing came out and it became a banter between special prosecutor and AG and also Iyoku.
Yeah.
And you see the contradictions. What if, in fact, at a point, I'd forgotten about it too, but when the Iyoku boss came out to say, we are going to be sending their document, their file back to them. And special prosecutor for the Madam, yes, sir. Documenting all the buyer, papa. And yet, net, and all the documents in the buyer. And he can cram in chant from Magana for Safina or Deba. Oka sa no mu iyoko for krama ama me ya no say oboa ama yen any contrary view and I said document to prove. And it ended there. But then I looked with it and said, there is something about this whole thing I'm aware of. There's something I'm aware of. If I look on for the special prosecutor to be hanged, well, when you look on for an innocent man to be hanged, one day, while I'm here, over cross got us all quato, you can say a broning catty. And I say, Kelly Willie, another corner. Who cross the area see where the bonny. No, be original the other side now free coil, no shall pa. Say, onye she. Now I choose say, no master table, none pano. A penny baby come but nipanin him say, onye she. Those who are religious will tell you, say, that is more of sin than all sins. And I'm a boy. So when you say nipa we are innocent. Now can be. In ten I got involved. And prior to that, others were talking. And I also came to say some. But the attorney said, I said, me can't be no. And probably, I don't know for one reason or the other, Ghanaians or those, a lot of people felt, I deal with you. Say, what you are saying, we feel Ghanaians, majority of Ghanaians. And I tell you, our friends, who are in ministers, who are former ministers, who are this, who are in, and they will tell you, I deal with their born corn.
Okay, Mami Bisawe yo. Yoko gave a reason, the entire one more car say, a seminal, one intimate was because money laundering and some normal cano. A special prosecutor, one more koya kwa manonio, one more statement, one more cast, one many FBI, a dinkuta home. It's enough findings be why the other nation will cry one more farmer Yoko. Now you can find yen, so no more fa and yen.
Thank you. As a mechanic. You say you've taken the wind, out of my seal, you say,
yeah.
So, and no mechanic. And into a giddy.
Okay.
Me boxer. And I don't move on your boxer. And at the 200, you see, the number is almost close to 500 people who have
500
signed.
people, 500 Ghanaians.
Maybe by the end of this today.
Yes,
by the demonstration crowd.
How did they say?
Oh yes, I said people have almost signed there. Some from Canada, from Australia, from many Alabama. What to say? I say Ghana and Kwana issue. Baby Ayashi, maybe she forward. Baby Ayashi. Now, do you know how difficult say Ubenya you can send $1,000 and I say £1,000? Now, allegedly, says Kawishe Obi Empase. Now, Yempenyin Fuaya power mo so Munyagman Omaya Kokwasa. Let me answer you. Let me go back to the Okanye about a certain report.
Yeah.
Our one farmer Iyoko. Yeah. Ghana for the several hundreds of Ghanaians who have signed the petition. Yeah, Ghana for. And Nuntina, Emrano, your constitution.
Yeah.
There were 3 organs of government.
Yeah.
And they were constitutionally, you can't say, created institutions.
Yeah.
Like, you can't say, Shraj.
Yeah.
You know, Shraj started way back 1970. Now, Ombudsman, Obia was Rani Kakrabeka, and any Abedune, you can't say, Shraj. Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice. Me, you can't say you see human rights and administrative justice. What's it American say? Obi on him kind. You can't say Constitution is there. Go to the Shrad Act. It's also there. Neko short on mandate. They are supposed to look into many you find with the Obi abuse here. Administrative lapses need the kekao. Emrani say the same under the same Emrano. Emrani say there's something we call the 3 organs of government. You have the executive. Your legislature, and your kind of saying, what's the name? The other one, judiciary. And these organs of government are supposed to be independent per the constitution, but work in a